Hello, everyone, and welcome back. My name is Sam.
And I'm Melissa.
I grew up in the FLDS community. It is a polygamous group run by Warren Jeffs, which I moved out of when I was 18 years old.
I was raised LDS. Sam and I have been married for 8 years now and have two beautiful babies.
Yes, we do. And we're very excited today to welcome someone from a great organization that we've worked with, Holding Out Help. And we want to welcome Emma from this organization here today to talk a little bit more about what it is that Holding Out Help is all about and how they can help these polygamous communities. So welcome,
Absolutely.
Emma.
Thank you so much for having me. Very happy to be here.
Thank you.
Thanks. We're so excited to learn more. We have our Christmas fundraiser this year is for Holding Out Help. And so we really wanted a chance to be able to share with our viewers more of what you guys do and your purpose and what the process of going to you for help would look like. So we're really excited.
Yes, and we've had people reach out to us asking, how can we help these communities? We're hearing on the news of these things that are happening to the FLDS community specifically, but also to other polygamous groups, and how can we help? And so we want to share with everyone a little bit more about what this would look like, and also for the people that are having trouble within these communities to know what it would look like for them if they did reach out to Holding Out Help. So I guess first question is, how did you first become involved with Holding Out Help?
Yes. So my first involvement and exposure to Holding Out Help was through the high school I attended. It's called Intermountain Christian School, and it's in Cottonwood Heights here in Utah. And the reason I found out about these people who came from these polygamous groups was the school had scholarship opportunities to partner with Holding Out Help and give education, specifically in high school, to these kids who had come from these backgrounds. So when I was a high school student, I had many other girls who joined my classes who had came from this background. And at the time I was 16 years old, and I met this girl who had just come from a polygamous group from the Kingston group here in the Salt Lake Valley area. And she shared more of her story with me. She was assigned to be married when she was 14 years old. And just the more that she shared with me about her life, in fact, the reason she left the group was because she was assigned to be married to someone that she didn't know at all, who was a lot older than her. And so that's what kind of pushed her to leave. So after hearing her story and many others who had come from this background, I just grew a huge heart for this cause. And that's how I met Tanya Toole, our executive director and founder, and then just began to be involved as far as a volunteer mentor role, because there's so many opportunities to get involved in that way. And then when I was in college, then I started doing internships with them. And then now I work with them full time and want to continue to do that in the future. I want to go into counseling.
Wow, that's amazing.
Very
And
interesting.
that's so, what was obviously having that experience in high school, hearing these stories and having that, make you want to be involved with this community. How familiar were you with them before that? Like, had you heard about them, or was it not until it was like right in your own community, or did you have any experience with them before that?
None. No, I had no experience with them at all, had never heard about even polygamy or any of that. But it was my first exposure in that high school setting. Tanya Toole, our executive director, when she came in to speak about what the lives of these kids were like prior to coming to our high school, just as she was, sharing as far as to give us cultural sensitivity towards these people. That was when my eyes were first really open to this.
Interesting. Wow. And do you know how long Holding Out Help has been around?
Yes.
I know that's putting you on the spot here.
No, it's been about 10 years.
Okay.
It first started with Tanya Toole taking kids and families into her basement. So it really started out of her own home and just her heart when she learned about this cause to help these people who needed housing at the time and safety. And then it just grew from there as far as others who found out about it. And it naturally grew into what it is now. But it was started off very small with just Tanya. Yeah.
Wonderful.
So she wasn't from the community. She just was reaching out to people who were from that community.
Yes, correct. She was not part of the community. She more heard through word of mouth, through people in the community that she knew who knew of these individuals who were needing, housing and shelter. And at the time she had the availability in her basement to take them in. So it kind of was dropped right in front of her. Yeah.
That's amazing. And I just want to say thank you. And I wish Tanya was here to thank as well. But it's just so wonderful. I've heard we have heard a lot of feedback of how much your organization has helped people that have left some of these communities and didn't know where to go or what to do. So I didn't personally experience that. I left before this organization was created, but it's wonderful to hear some of the feedback from people that have had your help.
That's wonderful.
What would you say the main purpose? I mean, obviously you're helping lots of polygamous communities. Is there one specific community? Is it all polygamous communities? Or how would you sum up like your mission statement at Holding Out Help?
Yes, great question. So our mission is to help provide those from a polygamous culture the resources needed to help them transition from isolation to independence. We take a neutral stance on polygamy itself. People can come and receive services with us if they are within polygamous groups still, or if they have left. Obviously, the most common majority have left already, but we will not discriminate. And we primarily help three main groups of polygamists in our area: the Kingstons, which is also known as the Davis County group, obviously the FLDS and the all red group. Mm-hmm. So those are the three primary ones, but we have people who come from different countries, Mexico, Haiti, really anyone who has been from a community or background that polygamy has been practiced, we will work with them. And that is really our mission, anyone who's come from those backgrounds. So it doesn't have to be a certain group, but more just any ties to polygamy itself.
Wow. Interesting.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's so amazing to hear about this resource. For someone that let's say I go back several years and I'm moving out, what would be the way to reach out to you for help? For someone like someone that didn't know what to do, where they were going, any of that?
Yes, absolutely. So their first step is to, go on our website. It's holdingouthelp.org. And on our website, there is a hotline number that anytime someone calls that number, we are ready to give them the assistance needed with taking those next steps towards really an intake process of becoming a client, getting assigned to a case manager who would be able to work with them based on their goals and meet with them in person if they're in the area, or if not, if they're in Southern Utah or its surrounding areas, we still want to work with them. So then that's a matter of them doing a call. And then from there, they set goals, determine what the primary needs of the person are. As far as the services we provide, so if someone were looking for help, this is what we would be able to assist them with. We first focus on their safety and shelter. So because we realize, go back to the very most basic needs. If someone is not safe, if they are not able to have food, shelter, all those things, they're not able to do anything else. They're not able to think forward and make goals. So that's the first thing. We do have connections with host homes. That's one of our wonderful volunteer opportunities. And that is families who have offered either a bedroom or basement or separate area of their home to offer to someone who is leaving polygamy and needs just a safe place to stay. So that's an option. We also have connections with other housing resources for more longer term care. But really we see ourselves not as the providers of that care, but really just as the connectors to help people who are coming from those backgrounds and getting used to this world that feels like, a refugee coming from a different country, essentially, just to be that person with them, to walk alongside in that journey. We very much view our relationship with our clients as a long-term investment, a long-term thing, because when you know very well yourself that when you leave, you are leaving your family, leaving your community. And so we really prioritize stepping in as that as much as we can. So not only the shelter, connection to food banks, getting them all the food that they need. But then we grow from there and connect them to a counselor. We have 2 on-site counselors who are trauma trained and masters of professional counseling certified. So they work with any of our clients who are wanting to work through trauma and work through the mental health impacts that are caused from the backgrounds that they've come through. So I'd say the majority of our clients engage in that, which is amazing. So we have counseling services as well as the direct one-on-one case management. And we view that very much as like a coach just coming alongside, helping someone no matter what stage they're in. If they're, 18 years old and want to get their GED because they weren't able to finish that, then we're helping connect them to a school that can do that. Or whether it's a mom with, 7 kids and she's trying to make an income to live on her own, we're helping her find jobs and apply for jobs, get her connected to other nonprofits who specialize in that type of thing. We've really focus on being the connectors to lots of other nonprofits that specialize in different areas like, the medical care, the mental health care, the housing, all those things. But that's kind of going into more what we do. But that is in a big summary. How we help
that's
those.
it.
I know.
Wow.
No, that is amazing.
Incredible.
And I'll speak for anyone that's listening to this. I mean, you just laid out so many wonderful things that you do for people. Speaking from my own experience, I know that there are people that move out of these communities and think, no, I got this. I can figure this out. I can do this on my own. I highly encourage. I found out very quickly myself, I could not do it on my own. Reaching out for help is very, very important, and I would highly recommend it to anyone and everyone. So, and as you just heard, there are a lot of resources here that are available to you. So.
Yeah. I mean, knowing where to go, I think is one of the toughest things because like you said, there's so many nonprofits that will help in so many different ways. But the toughest part is knowing like when they leave those communities, they don't even know that there are resources to help them and they feel like they're all alone. So if there's one person, you guys are the people that can connect them to all the things.
Yep.
That's so wonderful because now all they need to know is your hotline number, which we'll put below. So one number and they'll get you connected to the things you need. So I love
number
that.
and website. Yeah.
Yep.
Fantastic.
And if they can't call too, we have a email address they can also send a message to. It's help, HELP at holdingouthelp.org. And that's on our website as well. So those are 2 ways you can reach out to us and someone will connect them from there with a case manager who can work with them directly.
Wonderful. And for anyone that is wanting to donate to the cause, you just heard where this money's going to. And so that's one of the reasons we are excited to partner up with Holding Out Help because it's very clear where the money is going and how much it's benefiting and helping people. So
yeah, and we want to do just so everybody that's watching, you can click on the Christmas fundraiser. It's on I think all of our videos now, but you can click on it below. And we heard, you can tell us if this is right, Emma, but we heard that Larry H. Miller in Utah is also matching all of the donations. So if you donate on our channel through our Christmas fundraiser, Larry H. Miller is going to be doubling it. So please consider donating to this wonderful cause this Christmas season. And you can do that right in the button below.
Yes. And thank you so much, Emma. I love the name. I have a sister named Emma. So
that's great.
That's a great name.
Yes.
Well, was there anything else you wanted to share with our viewers, Emma? I mean, you gave us a lot of great information, so thank you.
Yes, absolutely. And just to your point, Melissa, about, there's so many different nonprofits out there that do that. The reason that is our heart with our organization is having just people on our staff who are familiar with the stories, with the backgrounds of people who have come from this background, and counselors who are informed in that as well to walk alongside. Because we've heard so many stories of people who've come from these backgrounds and they come to, this normal world quote, and they feel like people look at them like they're crazy. We just hope that we can normalize that and really not only that, but we have a lot of groups within our organization of those who attend, like women's groups, men's groups, so that those who come out can find community within others who have left, so they know, I'm not the only one who's journeying through this. So that's another really big thing that we've seen so many connections and friendships built through is connections within those who have left the communities and get services through us as well.
Oh, that's so good. Community is one of the hardest things about leaving any group or any religion, really. Like the sense of community that you have is always a huge portion of that. So,
and you hear of stories, and I saw it with some of my own family members that leave these communities, and because they feel so alone and so a fish out of water, I guess you could say, they go back because they say, I have no idea what I'm doing. So
totally.
Exactly. So to be able to have a place to go to feel that community and that help, it's just wonderful. So
Yep. Absolutely. Could not agree more. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for all that you all do. Again, we will have links and you can donate to their cause of being able to connect the people from these communities. Now I know like a better way to describe it, but to be able to connect and to walk alongside and help people be able to get the resources that they need to. How did you word it in the beginning? I was like, I love that, from isolation to independence, right?
Yes.
I love that, from isolation to independence. I think that's beautiful and wonderful.
Yep,
we'll have to use that as a title. It's a great way to put it.
Yes, that is our heart. Yep.
Well, thank you all so much. And thank you all for watching, and we'll talk to y'all soon.
We'll talk to you soon.